the Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube channel, Nemr Comedy. That's Nemr Comedy. And join us. Shout out my page, Lebo Memes 101. Lebo Memes 101. Page has been shouted out. Shout out my podcast. Come and join. All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Very Funny Podcast. For those of you who are watching this episode not live, we are live now. But of course, this episode is going to be available afterwards. You see that thing right there? See pinned comment below to skip to the monologue, special guest callers, or jamming out. This is a live podcast. But then afterwards, you can catch up. And maybe you don't want to watch this part of the show where people are coming in, I'm jamming a bit on the guitar, we're welcoming people, and that's understandable. In that case, what I want you to do is take a look down in the comment section below, and you will see that there is a pinned comment on the top of the video that has the time code for you to jump around. You can go straight to the monologue, or you could, go straight to the monologue, or to our special guests, or to our callers, or to our little jam session that we end every show with. So welcome, everybody, and now we're beginning the live portion of the show. Welcome, everyone. Come on in. Let's welcome all of our very, very esteemed viewers of the Very Funny Podcast. Kathy, good to see you again. Eden Ray, good morning. Rachel Freja, always great to see you. Hello. Joining us from Dubai, if I'm not mistaken. Firas, how's it going? Map. The best, right back at you, my man. Zachariah Haboob, good to see you. Stephanie, hello. Two Stephanies, Viking and Stephanie Humsi. So great to have you here. Hello to everybody on Twitch, on YouTube. Keanu Reeves, as always, joining us. Rumsey with us as well. So come on in, everybody. Gather round. We have a very, very funny episode today. I do want to apologize. Last time I forgot to send out a notification, which I was like, good, Nemr, well done. You put in all this work. I forgot to send out a notification last time to let everybody know that we are going live. But today I did it, and I think you got it. Everybody got the broadcast 5 minutes before the show began. If you didn't get the broadcast, let me know. Also, if you're like wondering what broadcast is he talking about, you see that number right there, the +1 424 542 9902 number. You're going to want to add me on WhatsApp there. Send your name and where you live to that number, and that way I will be able to send you notifications. I'm going to have to restart Twitch. I see that you don't have the options for resolution, so I'm restarting Twitch right now. Facebook and YouTube are on point, so come on in, everybody. Get comfortable. We're going to have a very good time today. Also, I have a very fun topic that I want to talk about in my monologue. That's coming up in a bit. Let me grab my guitar so we can make sure we welcome you all with some festivities. I finally changed the strings on my guitar. For those of you who were here when I ruined one of my guitar strings, so we got those nice, thick kind of things. Welcome, everybody. Diane Musa, I got the notification. Great to know. Got a bit of distortion going on. Sounds pretty good. So yeah, join us, everybody. Come on in. Let's take a look at Twitch. Make sure that it is now working. We restarted the stream. Once again, if you are watching this, after the fact, so after we go live, look at the comments below, and you will see time codes so you can skip around and you don't have to waste your time on this part of the show if you don't want to, if you want to get straight to anything. Sabaha from Abu Dhabi. What's up, Hamzi? How's it going? Let's go to the guitar view. Does that work? Let's take a look right here. Yes, it does. Ooh, looking good. Looks nice. We got everything in frame. I'm wearing my traditional work attire, which is shorts right here. I'm excited about today's show, man. This is a riff I wrote last night that I'm really enjoying playing. Let's play it for you guys. Tell me what you think. Let me know if you think this is a banger or not. I think it's good. I want to make a song out of this. I'm going to do it on a live stream, put drums and everything. But here we go. Let's see what we got here. I could play that better. Why does this sound so poor? Let's go to the clean. Oh, that sounds way better. All right, let's go. Ooh, that's what I was missing in my life. Gather around, everybody. The show's about to begin. We're just jamming a bit in the beginning right here. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. What do you guys think of that? It's got a nice vibe to it, right? It's pretty bluesy. It's jazzy. I think it sounds funky. You know what I'm saying? I like it. Anyways, we got a great show today, man. At the end of the show, of course, we always jam out. So right now, I'm just waiting for everybody to get situated, get comfortable before we start the show today. It's going to be a good time. All right, let's take a look. All right, man. Come on in. We're about to begin with the very, very funny podcast, which right now is playing some emotional, beautiful chords. Yeah, baby. We got it going on. You know what I'm saying? Let me make it even more loud right here so it sounds like more ominous. Yeah, we got a great show today. You want to join in? Make yourselves comfortable. Yeah, baby. This is, if you were to try to seduce somebody with these chords, I think you'd come off pretty terrifying. You know what I'm saying? You'd just be like that. I just want you to know that I've been seeing you from across the room over there, and I couldn't help but notice that you got some mighty fine legs, young lady. Yeah. I just want to buy you a drink. And I know what you might be thinking. You think this man has only one thing on his mind. He wants to sleep with me. But that couldn't be further from the truth. You see, I took a look at you from across the bar. I saw those mighty fine legs, those thunderous thighs, those plump lips, yeah. I saw those beautiful breasts, yeah. I saw that midriff right there, and I was like, I just want to be friends. And that, my friends, is why there's no such thing as sweet Lord Jesus Christ and Mary actually. That's why there's no such thing as friends between a man and a woman. It doesn't exist. But we talked about that on a previous episode before, so that's just me putting it in song form so that you guys know I hold on to my beliefs. All right, everybody, are you guys ready to start the show? Because I sure as hell am ready to start the show. I'm excited right now. We got a good time today. We got special guest Jason Collings is going to be joining us today. So that's coming up in about, what are we looking at, 25 minutes? Or so. We're going to call him in, bring him on the show. Last episode, I want to give a big shout out to Brad Williams. It was entertaining as hell. If you guys missed that episode, be sure to go to youtube.com/Nemr Comedy. And well, actually, that's not the right icon for it. But whatever, go there and you can watch previous episodes. It was episode number 18, so be sure to catch up. It was really, really fucking funny. That was Brad Williams last time. Today, we're with Jason Collings. On Saturday, we're with fellow Lebanese funny man and compatriot, Rudy Ayoub. For those of you who might not be familiar with Rudy Ayoub, the guy is, for lack of a better term, blowing up across the internet. He's a YouTube sensation, very funny guy. Lebanese. I mean, do I need more reasons? He's funny, he's Lebanese, and he says bro a lot. So do I. It's funny, but he became a thing. I'm going to ask him about that. Like, is that an act? I know it's not an act, because we say bro all the time. Like, bro, come on, bro. Hey, brother. My brother. So that's on Thursday. Today, Jason Collings. And I think we should get started with our monologue. Wow, it has been 18 episodes. It has Keanu Reeves. Today is episode number 19. Saturday, we're celebrating episode 20. I mean, this is going to be, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. You know what I'm saying? Haha, that's what she said. All right, my friends. So today I want to talk about resilience, or the resilience of the human spirit. You see, we are going through some difficult times. We are. The entire human race, this is like a science fiction movie right now. You know how in a science fiction movie, like take the movie Arrival, one of my favorite science fiction films of all time. If you haven't seen Arrival, it is a must see. Couldn't recommend it more. In Arrival, an alien race comes to planet Earth. Really, most science fiction movies, not most of them, but a lot of them have this trope or this theme where an alien civilization comes to Earth, and then the human race must unite to face this common threat. And in a way, this is what's happening right now. The virus, the coronavirus, is pretty much an alien force. It's a new virus that's entering our system. It's alien, it's foreign, and it's causing us to unite. Or if you're an American, to find out who's really stupid in the country, which is fantastic. But what's been interesting about this is I think this is yet another example of knowing how powerful the human spirit can be. Because We're still here, goddammit. You know, this is the worst thing that you could have ever imagined, and we're still fighting and trucking on. I know that the human spirit is indomitable because I grew up in Lebanon. I've been through so many different wars since I was there since 1992, and I left during war in 84 or something like that. Of course, I wasn't really aware of what was going on, but I was like a year and a half. But that was the situation. I grew up in Lebanon, been through so many wars. No matter how dangerous the situation is, no matter how bad it is, Lebanese people still making jokes, still there, still trucking along. And an incredible lesson for me to grow up as a Lebanese person is to know that you're so capable of so much more than you imagine. But then I think to myself, how can I relate this to people? How can I relate to people who didn't have the privilege of growing up in Lebanon and getting those life lessons, right? How can I do that? Well, my friends, today that's what we're going to do. We're going to be talking about the resilience of the human spirit in a way everyone can understand. So first of all, cheers to everyone. Drink water, make your mothers happy, okay? Because water quenches your thirst. Everything else just makes you more thirsty, okay? So drink your water. Very good. Let's talk about the resilience of the human spirit. A lot of people say to me, Nemr, what are we going to do? Okay, I don't know if I can take this. First of all, you can take this, okay? Now, we are lucky that the human spirit is separate from the body because our bodies suck, all right? There's a song for R. Kelly, which you know, isn't a great thing to cite right now because of everything. But yes, Shadi Hassan, you call that privilege? I call that privilege, my friend. I do. You are privileged if you grow up in Lebanon. And if you don't realize that yet, that you are privileged, then my friend, me and you should have a conversation. But here we go. R. Kelly has a song where he says, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes, right? And that goes to show you that the mind, for R. Kelly, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. Now, R. Kelly's into young girls. So in this case, you should have listened to your mind, R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not your mind was right. Your body was 100% correct. Was 100% incorrect. You don't listen to your body. Okay? So, from that example, we all know that the human body is weak. It's pathetic. Okay? In the Middle East, we grew up fighting wind. That's how powerless the human body is. In the Middle East, there's a phenomenon, which here I'm in America. So it happened to me here. It's called Safatn al-Hawa. Safatn al-Hawa in Arabic translates to I was stricken down by the wind. And what happens is if you shower or in your body is in a state of a warm temperature, so you've taken a nice warm hot shower, now your body is all warmed up, and then you go into the elements, the wind will blow on you. And you will lose as a human body, right? It can result in sickness, illness, body pains, incredible diarrhea. And try explaining that to an American doctor. I went to an American doctor. I said, I lost my battle to the wind, doctor. I need ursoferil, which a lot of Americans don't even know what that is. It's a medication. It's an antibiotic. We'll talk about that later. And he was like, the wind? What are you talking? I'm like, the wind attacked me and my religion has burned down. This is me trying to translate stuff from Arabic to English. My entire religion burned down. And he's like, that makes no sense to me. I'm like, my entire intestines have collapsed. The infrastructure of my intestines are no more. And he's like, nothing you're saying is making sense to me. That's how weak the human body is. Wind can derail you. Just, and you're gone, right? You can bones break, you know what I'm saying? But the human spirit is powerful. And I'm going to give you examples of how you know the human spirit is powerful, okay? And how the human spirit can overcome and conquer the limitations of the physical body, okay? You know those stories where a mother, her child gets stuck under a car, she lifts the goddamn car with her own hands? First of all, mothers, man, you know their strength when they slap you or throw a spoon at you, wooden spoon, a slipper. You know these women have the potential and the capacity for making major damage. But when they take that power when they take that power and they decide to use it, instead of beating you to save you, it multiplies by 15 times because the adrenaline starts pumping and they go and lift a goddamn car and then snatch their kid. I mean, that's gangster, man. That's gangster. That's because of the power of the human spirit. Some of you have been in exams, right? You're in an examination. You have a test and you can't leave the test room, but you need to go to the bathroom. You will hold that shit in. You know when it hurts inside the inside because you really got to take a dump? You're going to hold that stuff in. You're going to get past it. Even better example, some of you out there who are married and have been married for at least 10 years will have sexual intercourse for the first time after 10 years of marriage. This is a wholesome channel, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Jewish, all of the religions. We all only hold hands until at least 10 years into the relationship so that we know we're doing it for the right reasons. And you're going to sleep with somebody, and as you're sleeping with that person, you need to go to the bathroom, right? Like, let's say you're a guy, you take a girl out, you take your wife out, you're out with this woman, and you're out there and you've been planning this for weeks. It finally happens. You're out, you order dinner. You don't want to seem cheap, so you get a lot of good food, man. You're all eating, you're having a good time. You feel that rumble. You know what I'm saying? You get to your house, she comes back with you. It's on. You're back home. You can't use the bathroom, though, in your own home because you are a man. You have to be the master of your domain. Everything is in control. I got this, babe. There's nothing going on here that you should be afraid of. She uses the bathroom. You can't use the bathroom after her. Of course, she can. You can't. And then when it's happening, you really got to go. You really got to go. In any other situation, you would have broken. But because the situation demands resilience and power from you, you will reach deep down and you will perform to the best of your abilities while holding everything in. Originally, you were using so much concentration just so that you could remain in the game for as long as possible. And now you have to fend off several demons. On your left shoulder is the demon of duration. And on your right shoulder, there is no angel. There's another demon, a shit demon, and it hurts, goddammit. And then afterwards, you got to cuddle, and you got to do you got to be there and be present in the moment. You can't even leave afterwards. And then hours and hours and hours later, the feeling's gone. You don't feel that anymore. Somehow your body has overcome all physical limitations. That is the power of the human body and resilience. The more you push a human being down like a spring, the human being will come back up. That's your power. Some of you are overweight. I was overweight. I lost 56 kilos. 56 kilos is like 100 and something pounds, right? And I did that because I was like, God damn it, I hate myself. Like, I'd look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I look like shit. I don't like this. I'm tired. I'm lethargic. I don't have enough energy. I'm tired of looking at people who look like they have everything together, right? Maybe they don't, but they do. Like, they get up, they go running, they go do stuff. They're fit. So I wrote it down. I wrote down on a piece of paper every day, you will be the greatest that ever lived or ever will be. That is my goal. And I'm like, I can't be even remotely great if I look like this. And I put it on a piece of paper and I stuck it on my door frame. I'm not making this shit up. Every morning I'd open my eyes and I'd see that paper. And every night I'd go to sleep and I'd see that paper. I'd see those words and I would go get it. I'd go after it. Took me a year, but I lost 56 kilos, I think it's 2.2 pounds to the kilo. So I would say 112 kilos, 0.2 of 112. So like 130 pounds, 140 pounds. I think, off the top of my head, 220 pounds. You get what I'm saying? So to do that, you got to reach in, and you can do it, man. Everybody who's watching out there, if there's something you want to do, don't let the coronavirus get you down. It's just a virus. It doesn't have a soul, a spirit, a mind. You do. But make sure that you have realistic goals. That's the most important thing. Realistic goals. Do not set yourself up for failure because the human mind, the spirit, is equally capable of pushing you past the finish line and then saying, no, that's not the finish line, putting it way beyond your capacity. And you fail completely. Very important to set a very specific goal. Set a master goal, right? And then subset goals. I will be the greatest that ever lived or ever will be. That's my ultimate goal. But I'm going to start with, I want to lose weight. I want to lose this many pounds. And then after that, or simultaneously, I want to master the guitar. I want to be able to shred at 280 BPM. Specific goals, right? I want to be able to run a 5-minute mile. And then once you do that, I want to run a 3-minute mile, right? But if you've never worked out, you don't say, I want to run a 5-minute mile. You say, I want to run a 20, 30-minute mile. That's how you start out. You set your goal, you get there, you raise it, you get there. If you play video games, you know how it is, right? They unlock mechanics for you as you proceed through a very well-designed game. And every time you master a certain way of combat, you get experience points, which you can then put in to more unlocked abilities as you level up your character. That's life, baby. That's human beings. You got to work on goals, achieve them, get the experience from those goals, use those experience points for even higher goals as you continue to improve and proceed. And just like in a video game, you might be fighting in one specific style the entire game, but then you unlock a mechanic that makes all those other styles obsolete. You embrace it. You don't stick with the old ways. So if you've been doing something that's working for you, but then you do something that works even better, let go of the old and embrace the new. That way you're going to live a better life. That's the best way to do it right there. Embrace the power of you, but make sure that you regulate that power, right? Take a look at the X-Men. Cyclops, he has lasers that shoot out of his eyes. So he wears quartz glasses because quartz apparently blocks the laser beams that can cut through rock and stone and the earth. So he puts these glasses on because he has to regulate that unfettered power. You are Cyclops from the X-Men. You have that power coming out of your eyes. But you got to control it, because if you just open your eyes the whole time and you're just launching it out, you're gonna be destructive. You're gonna kill people. You're gonna ruin things all around you. But if you tame your power, if you master it, if you discipline it, and you level it up every single step of the way, you're capable of doing anything, as long as it's a realistic goal. For instance, I'm never gonna say I want to fly by the power of my arms. It's not gonna happen. It's not in the control scheme that we have here on Earth. We can jump, we can run, we can slide, we can parkour, but we sure as hell can't spread wings and fly. So you got to keep your goals realistic, and you'll get them, man. You will. But thanks for the cheer. I appreciate it. Set your goal. Some people tell me, Nemr, my goal is I want to be able to go and leave this country. I live in a country where in Lebanon, a lot of people's goal is to leave so that they can come back. There's no shame in that. Is that your goal? Well, then start setting up steps. Where do you want to go? I had this conversation with somebody on the WhatsApp group who hit me up and said, Nemr, I want to leave Lebanon. I want to go to this country. What advice do you have for me? I said, first of all, I'm not an immigration officer, so I don't have much advice, but I'm going to tell you this much. Choose the country you want to go to. Understand why you want to go there. If your goal is like, I want to go to that country because I don't know, my friend said it's cool, you're not ready. You're not equipped. Understand why you want to go to that place. Then understand what that place is looking for. See if you have the skill set. And if you do, start choosing all of your life choices around that to get to that goal. And have a backup plan in case they don't accept you. That's if you want to go to another country. Maybe your goal is you want to be a photographer. My sister had that goal. She wanted to be a photographer. She understood the building blocks were composition. Happy birthday to her, by the way. Once again, my sister, suddenly Maria, it was her birthday yesterday. She understands composition. She had a great eye, but she dove into it further. Didn't buy a super expensive camera, because you don't need a super expensive camera. Any camera can take a picture. You just need it to be a beautiful picture. She started working on composition, understanding the fundamentals of it. Then got a better camera with a good lens, mastered that lens and camera setup, added another lens, added flash, took off flash, started working with models, stopped working with models, started with photography of landscapes, studio photography, outdoor photography, different lighting, retouching techniques, not retouching, too much retouching. Try to retouch it this way. Challenge yourself creatively, step by step by step. And she's now an incredible fashion photographer. You have to set the main goal and go after it minute by minute. You'll get there, but you have to understand it's a step-by-step kind of thing. I think it was Will Smith who said, you don't build a wall. You take a brick and then you put another brick on top of it, and you do the best job you can to put those bricks on top of each other. The best you can. And with every brick, you do the best job you can of putting that brick in a perfect shape, and eventually you have a flawless wall. So that's what you got to do. Believe in yourself. The human spirit, limitless if you tap into it with objectives and goals. See, in the Middle East, a lot of people believe that they're fighting for the freedom of certain countries and certain people. It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Because the people they fight for are not liberated. So your approach isn't working. But you've been doing it for 50 or 60 years. So clearly, it's bullshit. Because if it was real, you would have changed your approach. And the same is for you guys. Set your goal, go after it, put a timeline. If it doesn't work, and make sure you ask people, is this realistic? This is what I want to do. Get advice. But don't listen to people. Do you know how many people told me I couldn't be a stand-up comic? Fuck them. I knew I could, but I still listened to them. I took the risks in. I said, no, I can do it. I'm better than that. So I put my goals, I put my timeline, do that. Put your timeline, put your goals, and assess yourself. Look back at yourself. Have you grown? Have you gotten closer to your goal? Do you need to adjust things? Is it working? Is it not working? Cut, change, adapt. Like Bear Grylls, who drinks pee. And I don't know why he wants to do that, but he did that. But he says adapt, overcome, whatever that kind. You guys got to do that too. So understand the resilience of the human spirit. And you can do anything. Coronavirus be damned. Shit, maybe you end up on the streets. Maybe you end up homeless. Maybe you end up in the worst situation ever. All that means is you have more to deal with. But it doesn't mean that you're in an impossible situation. There is no impossible situation until you draw your last breath. There isn't. You just need to adjust. You lost your legs. You can no longer run with your original legs. You can't afford blades. You can no longer run. The goal is not realistic. But you can roll. Boy, you can roll. So get those arms flexing and start rolling down the street on your wheelchair. And maybe you can start doing some mad tricks with that wheelchair. I saw a guy at the X Games in a fucking wheelchair, killing it. You get what I'm saying? Whatever your physical limitations are, understand that they are actually ways to get you unlocked spiritually in different methods. They take your eyesight away, you could be Ray Charles. They take your hearing away, you could be Helen Keller. I think they took her eyesight and her hearing away. But you get what I'm saying, right? You can do what you can. You just take a look at what you are capable of doing and fucking do it to the maximum, man. Go hard. And I want to make sure that people don't understand this to mean that if you want to get fat, I'm not encouraging you to take it to the maximum. Let's just be very clear here. I'm talking about positive goals, you know? Although I will admit this, when I gained a lot of weight, I knew that I was in no position to live healthy. So I said to myself, Helen Keller was blind. You're right, Ramsey. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. One of the best MCs right now is a guy called Blind Fury. If you haven't seen him, go and check him out on YouTube. Blind dude. Best MC probably alive today. Unbelievable. Literally improvises all the time. He literally cannot see lyrics that he wrote. So it's not like he's reading them off. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in yourself that you can do anything. Problem is, a lot of us have really bad role models. Parents in your own home that tear you down. Siblings that tear you down. Friends that tear you down. You need to recognize the energy of people who are tearing you down and distance yourself from them. Even if you're in the same house with your parents and they tear you down because they cannot live with their own failures and they take them out on you, even if that's the situation, you can shut them up with a mental block in your mind. You have that power, and don't listen to anybody who says you don't, because they're just trying to tear you down because they're jealous of your potential. Don't let that happen. You can do it, man. You can do anything you want. It's just sometimes life comes and slaps you in the face. This was the year, in my mind, that I was going to achieve a very specific goal with regards to touring for me. Touring the world. I had Australia on the books, Europe. I was going to do something very big this year in the touring, and I don't want to say what it was because it got shifted. The coronavirus came. I can't fight that. That's the reality. My touring's all gone. That's all dead. That's fine. That means that goal shifts. The timeline remains. It's just going to take a bit longer. What's the big deal? I'm still here. Sure, I'm getting older, but who gives a shit? Since when is age an excuse? Don't drink any alcohol. Don't eat late night shit. Don't put junk in your body. And you're going to function at 60 like people who do that shit function at their 20s. That's the truth. By the time we turn 60, there's probably going to be de-aging technology and splicing and shit like that can help you out as well. So you owe yourself the favor of not making any excuses and not tearing yourself down. Don't engage in the behavior of other people who try to tear you down. You don't need that in your life. Teachers who told you you're never going to be anything when you grow up. Parents who told you you can't be this, that, or the other. And they laugh at you. Don't listen to them. You can do anything. And remember, it's about your happiness. It's not about other people's happiness. Your parents, your grandparents, your friends, people around you, they're not you, right? Your parents are going to die. Everybody's going to die. And then you're going to die. And your kids are going to be there. So what, are they going to be like, I made my dead parents happy, but I'm fucking miserable? Do you think that's what your parents really want on the inside? It's not. Even if they tell you they want you to be a doctor and you end up being a doctor, but you're fucking miserable because you wanted to be a DJ. You got the D correct, right? But you don't got the next letters gone. You're a DJ, not a DR, right? You're a DR, not a DJ. And you sit and you watch videos of these DJs all the time, and then you go to work and people come to you and you give them prescriptions and shit, but inside, deep inside, your mind's going, which in and of itself is cancerous, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But on the outside, you aren't mixing tapes. You're writing out prescriptions that nobody can read properly. But on the inside, you're dropping beats. You're miserable. Your body's dancing in a fantasy land, but it's dying in the real world. That's on you. That's on you. Yes, it's important to make your parents happy. But if their expectations aren't your expectations, it's your job to make yourself happy. That's deep inside what they want. And if they don't, then they're shit parents anyway, so you shouldn't make them happy. That's my message today to you. Make sure you guys take care of you. This is the coronavirus right now. Take a look around. Take a look around. I'm a young man. A lot of us here on the show are young people. We are held hostage by old fucks who don't understand the importance of social distancing. Take a look at countries that America looks down upon, like Jordan and Lebanon, and they got fucking coronavirus under control. Dubai, Saudi Arabia, because they did what they had to do. They shut that shit down. But in America, because we're not willing, because we're too divided, we have 70 and 80-year-old people advising us on what to do, breaking quarantine, going and protesting. Who's going to deal with that shit? The young generation. The recession, the depression that's coming, who's going to deal with that? The generation that's left after they die. So stop living vicariously through other people. Live through you. And let me tell you something. If you want something, you really want it, and you get it, and you're not happy, at least you have no regrets. And if you want something and you go after it and you don't get it, at least you have no regrets. Because you will have tried. So you can sleep at night. But there is nothing more disgusting in life than the realization that maybe I could have done this if. That if is, it's the worst thing in the world. So trust me on this one. Go hard in the paint. If the human body can hold shit in to be able to perform, then you're capable of doing anything. And you can quote me on that. I want to see that on an Instagram post. A picture of me drinking water, looking into the camera. And then it has one of those motivational things. If you can hold shit in while you have sex, you can do anything. Just as Optimus Prime said from the Transformers when he was talking about the human race, he said, I have seen their capacity for power. Wait, I can do better. Bumblebee. Yes, okay. Bumblebee. Autobots. Roll out. Yeah, so just like Optimus Prime said, I have seen their capacity for power. The human race. Bumblebee. Autobots. Roll out. You can be Optimus Prime. You can see your capacity for power. And it's limitless. Limitless. It really is. And by the way, this applies not for doing great things. There's a movie called The Office Space. And the dude, the main character, the protagonist, I can't recommend this movie enough. It's incredible. One of my favorite films of all time. His dream is to do nothing. His dream is to do absolutely nothing. And that movie explores just how difficult it is to do nothing. The cognitive and the financial stability required to be able to just sit down and do nothing. So it doesn't have to be something dramatic. It just has to be something exciting for you. What makes you want to get happy? Do it. Even if it means doing nothing. Shit, some of us just want to play video games all day. Do it, man. If it makes you happy, go for it. God damn it. Just no rape, pedophilia, those negative shit. Don't do that. Marbear100 wanted to follow me. Looked at my thing, is like, I want to follow. And then boom, clicked follow on Twitch. That's a person right there that can achieve anything. Congratulations, Marbear100. Thank you. So let me tell you this. If it's something positive and if it affects you, what you don't have a right to do is anything that will affect other people, okay, negatively. That's why if you're a politician and you're a piece of shit, you can't be like, but it was my dream. I wanted to be great big third on the society. So I went into the politics of my country, Lebanon, and then I went and I did the things. It's my dream. I wanted to. I would wake up every morning. I put on the wall in front of me, I want to be big anus dropping. And I look and I said, I am not yet enough anus dropping. My country still, the economy is somewhat together. The Lebanese pound has not completely collapsed. I want to be greater anus dropping. I can be the greatest anus dropping in the world. And then when you get to that situation, you look at yourself and you go, I have done it. I had a dream. My dream was to become the greatest piece of shit in the world. And now I am. And here is all of my cabinet. Together, we create a mighty fortress of crap. It is a great fortress. Welcome to my fortress of crap. You now live in my domain. But they don't laugh because they're all crap. So it's like, okay. There was way more toilet humor in this monologue than I thought. But only Nemr, baby. Only Nemr can deliver motivation with toilet humor. Remember that shit. All right. All right, my people. And a lot of people are going to be like, is he talking about that minister? No, I'm talking about all of them, man. All those motherfuckers are a piece of shit. All of them. Not the ones in power now. The ones in power now and the ones in power before. All of them. Each and every single one of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. And for people in America who are wondering like, but there are good politicians. No politician gives a shit about you. They only care about getting elected. They're going to do whatever it takes to get elected. They're going to divide. They're going to make you angry. They're going to use you. They're going to abuse you. And then when you vote for them, they're going to fucking drop you like a bad habit unless they can do something for you to make sure you vote for them again. Remember that shit. There's no such thing as a representative of the people. There are only representatives that the people can keep in check. So remember that, man. They're all pieces of shit. Thank you. And I bet you anything, people are going to be like, so you don't like our own? Yeah. Fuck our own. Fuck all of them, man. Fuck all of them. Every single one of them. America too. Somebody came up to me here and was like, why are you so anti-Trump? I'm like, who said I'm anti-Trump? He's like, you believe in LGBTQ rights. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do? Plus, you're a progressive. I'm like, dude, I'm from the Middle East. Progressive and conservative, liberal, and whatever you want to call it, all those policies ruined the entire region. Do you really think I have a horse in this race? Do you really think I believe that if a Democrat is in the office, then they're going to do good? Or if a Republican is in the office, they're going to do good? No. So stop trying to label me as somebody. I'm a comedian. I hate all y'all asses. And that's my job, is to continuously shit on you pieces of shit. And people are supposed to be laughing while we do it. And that's a good time. That's how we do it, man. Let's go. God damn it. And with that, without further ado, let's bring in our special guest, Jason Collings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited. Jason Collings is a really, really good friend, by the way. One of the funniest stand-up comics in the business. And a man that's been doing it for a long time. And I found out something about him today that blew me away. I had no idea. So it makes him even more interesting to me. So let me bring up the Skype call right here and give him a nice little telephone ring.
Yo, can you see me?
I can't see you, but I can hear you, and you sound glorious.
How do I get you to see me? Oh, here we go. Boom. Now we're talking.
Oh, dude. Looking good. Oh, look at that loyalty.
Oh, yeah, that's Chewbacca, baby.
Chewbacca. Loyalty. My man, how's it going, Jason?
Got Han Solo in the background, so, you know.
Okay, so would it be safe to assume you're a Star Wars fan?
I love it. I'm not like a super crazy fan. My brother, on the other hand, I got a twin brother.
I do know you have a twin brother because I once talked to him and he looked at me like he didn't know me, and I'm like, Jason's a fucking dick.
Yeah, that happens all the time. People, when they finally realize, they're like, dude, I thought you were being an asshole. And then I'm like, and then people are like, what is like? Is Jason Collings doing a wardrobe change at the Comedy Store all of a sudden? What's he doing?
Because you guys are identical twins, like identical.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. He's his hair is a little shorter than me. His wife gave him a haircut during the corona. I'm trying to do my own, but whatever.
You're basically pointing out things that no guy would ever notice. Like we're never gonna look at your twin and be like, oh no, that's his hair's shorter.
No, but he like goes like a full buzz.
Oh really?
Yeah. So you notice it because I got these beautiful, amazing curls.
Yes, you do. You do. You're a beautiful man. Let me tell you that much, my friend.
Where are you right now?
I am in Los Angeles, in the Angelino area. As are you, I believe, right?
Yeah, well, I'm closer to Long Beach. I'm down here in Lakewood.
Nice. I'm in Venice, so we are both of the beach people.
We're beach people.
We are beach people.
Oh, dude.
So wait, Star Wars, I want to dive into this for a second. It's a franchise I love, but of course I'm not a complete nutcase about it.
Yeah, my brother is. He can tell you the solar systems, all the systems, the characters, where they're from, their backstories. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, that's awesome. How was he incredibly furious with the last 3 films, or just furious with the last 3 films?
No, he was just whatever with it. He's that kind of fan too. Like Star Wars is, if he'd rather there be a Star Wars film than no Star Wars.
Than no Star Wars film? Okay, that makes sense.
All-time favorite right now is The Mandalorian on Disney.
That show was the shit.
So good. It's so good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
For everybody, Bill Burr was in it, and he's coming back. He's going to be in the next season.
So cool.
Bill Burr is living every comedian's fantasy.
It's unbelievable. I love it.
He's just
I just saw that he's in something. I can't remember what it is, but he's in so many things now. And
The King of Staten Island, that movie.
there it is. Yes.
And how good does he look as a stepfather? It was perfect in the trailer.
He's like the perfect stepfather, you know. He'll tell you how it is. Tell you when you're screwing up. You know, he's not going to sugarcoat it.
No,
I love it.
With a Boston accent. Right. Jason, you got 2 kids? Am I correct?
2 grown boys.
2 grown boys. You talk about them in your stand-up a lot. Have you been seeing them during the quarantine?
One of them's here. Oh, they're both here now. Okay. Jonathan came down today because he's got an appointment to get a haircut. His barber's doing like house calls, one at a time kind of a thing. And then my oldest is here too. They're 25 and 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't look like a father who could have a 25 and 30-year-old. Were you a fetus when you had a child?
I was 9, and I was really popular.
You were crushing it on the playground.
Oh man, I was crushing it. No, yeah, I was. When I started being a dad, I was 20.
Wow.
I was 20 when I started being a dad. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Man.
And I wouldn't change a thing. I love these guys. They're both amazing. They're both very artistic guys. One of them is amazing with like graphic design and web design and stuff like that, and the other one's a photographer. So they both got that artist gene. So they're both broke.
Isn't that your fault though? Isn't that
my fault?
Yeah, I mean, didn't you used to teach martial arts?
I taught martial arts for almost 30 years, like about 25 years or so. Yeah.
What kind of martial art?
That's what it is. Before stand-up, how I was putting food on the table. Because I wanted to do this earlier. Because, I didn't start doing stand-up until I was 35 years old.
Yep.
But like I said, I had kids young. And I needed to put food on the table. And stand-up doesn't do that right away.
Respect to that.
It takes a while for that to happen. So then I was training martial arts since I was a kid. So my brother, my father, and we opened our own school in 1992, and it was a Kempo karate school, and then we eventually became a Kempo karate Brazilian jiu-jitsu school.
Fuck yeah!
Because I discovered the Gracie brothers right before the UFC happened, and my dad said, "You got to see these guys." My dad had the 1989? I believe it was the 1989 issue of Playboy, and it was the last stapled issue, and Madonna was on the cover, and one of the interviews on the inside was Rorion Gracie. Talking about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. And my father's like, you got to read this article. And I'm like, okay, yeah, which one? Oh, the
Wait. Your father is the only example I've ever heard of a guy who, because we all know Playboy was it was for the naked girls, but your dad was actually getting it to like as a literary.
Hey, my man, married man, he was only reading the article. Okay? he had a big black Sharpie and he was scribbling out all the naked pictures.
Oh, so he's basically like the Saudi government. He was censoring everything up. Fuck yeah, man. Well done.
No, yeah, but he introduced us to that, and so then I did that until, gosh, I actually owned that school until I was 40, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 40. I started doing stand-up, and the first 5 years or so, about the first 5 years or so of stand-up, I still owned and ran that business all day.
Wow.
Then went out and did comedy every night, and then until I was able to just sell the school and do this comedy.
So you literally went from the dojo to the stage.
Yep, I've never had a real job.
And before that, this is what I found out about you today. And I mentioned I found out something that blew my mind. You used to make beats with your brother, and you guys.
Back late '80s, early '90s. Yeah.
And for everybody watching, this isn't like me where I press a few buttons, make a beat, and I mean this. So I have this. Where is it? You produced beats and signed a deal with a small label, and you had some songs put into a movie on HBO.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was a subsidiary label of Island Records called True Sound.
Okay.
The guy that ran the label, his name was Danny Holloway. You'll probably see his name in the liner notes of these songs. Danny Holloway, writer producer, which by the way, stole my credit. But I signed a deal with him. Yeah, signed a deal with him, and we got some stuff on in a movie, and I never saw a dime.
Okay, I want to press play. You're not going to be able to hear this, but I want everybody watching.
You know what's crazy? That I haven't even heard of this probably for 20 years.
So when you mentioned it today, you're like, I was on the movie. What was the name of the movie? Strapped. And you're like, I don't even think you can find the soundtrack. And then with the power of my internet sleuthing abilities,
you called Uncle Google, and he knew the answer.
I called Uncle Google. I went to YouTube and I put Strapped soundtrack, and it was the top result. Wow. So I'm going to play this right now. You aren't going to hear this being played, but for everybody watching, listen to Jason Collings, the Dojo Master, and
David Collings.
Jason and David Collings, co-Dojo Masters. Jason branched off to be a stand-up comic, making beats in 1992. Here we go.
Yeah, 92. Wow, that's when it was released.
Yo, for the 1993 shot. Yo, this is you that won the poetry. As we go a little something like.
Can your listeners hear it?
Yeah, the beat dropped in.
Yeah, as we go a little something
like. Yeah, and it go a little something like. Yeah. Dude, they don't make music like this anymore.
No.
They don't make it. That's crazy, dude. That was Jason Collings, our guest. So you were making beats, then you're the head of a dojo, and then you're doing stand-up comedy. That is one hell of a full life.
Yeah.
What are some favorite moments?
Some favorite moments, obviously doing the Tonight Show with Leno. That was a big one. Yeah, that was a big one. That
was also during the time where doing the Tonight Show was actually like a big deal. Right now,
right at the end. It was 2013, and I was literally one of the last comedians to be on the Leno Show before it changed over to
Conan for 5 minutes. Yeah, Conan for 5 minutes and then Fallon.
Conan for 5 minutes and Fallon, and then I was told before that happened that I might not be doing the Tonight Show anymore because I booked it, and then it went away.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, fuck. And I'm gonna sneeze in a minute. Hold on.
Coronavirus. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Dogs.
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 Shit. Bless you.
So it was gonna go away. I booked it, and then I didn't hear anything for 6 months. And then I thought I wasn't going to do it.
Shit.
And then I didn't. Hold on. Sorry about that.
No, you sneezed like a man. It brought pride to the podcast.
Nice. I didn't know I was doing the Tonight Show until the day I did it.
Really? Wait. Okay, wait a sec. Let me backtrack here. Doing the Tonight Show can be nerve-wracking even if you know it's coming in a month in advance. So you found out the day that you went on that you're going to get on the Tonight.
I thought I wasn't going to do it anymore. I thought it went away.
Holy shit.
And then I get a call, and I'm having one of those days that we all have had as comics where I feel like nothing's going right. Mm-hmm. Career's going nowhere. Mm-hmm. I was on a run. I was running. Right when I get to the house after my run, I get a text from my manager, and he says, no, it's a call. And I answered. I go, what's up? He goes, you want to do the Tonight Show today? What? Yeah. He goes, okay, well, get ready because the car's picking you up in 45 minutes. So I didn't know I was doing it until 45 minutes before the car picked me up to bring me to the studio. But I was prepared. I mean, I had been working that set forever. And it was great because the other guest on that episode was Justin Timberlake.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember that.
Tons of views. And I was so ready that I didn't look at the cue cards or the timer. And I did 4:30 on the dot.
Yo!
4.5 minutes on the dot with 6 applause breaks.
Okay, let me. So I understand clearly what you're saying. I want to break this down for our viewers because the significance of what you just said might be lost on people who aren't in the know. First of all, for everybody watching, what you should know is that if you're gonna do a Tonight Show set, it's not like, hey, you're funny, come and do 5 minutes. They will. So correct me if I'm wrong, but they're gonna go through. They're gonna like try to adjust your set. They're gonna give you advice. They're gonna shorten shit, and you have to be on point.
Note 6 months before. They gave me one note 6 months before, and then it went away. And then but I've worked on the set so much, and you have to send them a transcript of the set, all that stuff.
And they will go through it with a fine-tooth comb. And then if you were to exceed the time or whatever, like you'll never. It's a lot of pressure. So I think a lot of it. And
that's go a little short than too long, apparently.
And if I'm not mistaken, you shouldn't be trying to play it like you're playing a club. You're supposed to be playing it like you're playing a TV. It's like it's a whole different dynamic.
It's like the stand-up version of a sitcom. You do a joke and you wait for the applause, and then you do another joke and you wait for the applause, and then you get applause breaks and laughs where you aren't used to getting them at a comedy club.
Yeah.
Like, how did that just get the biggest laugh of the set when that's just a setup? Like that kind of thing. Hang on one second.
Yeah, go do your thing. I was going to tell you. Poor guy. He's dying of allergies live on the podcast. Mortanius, 45 minutes. Your career is about to change for real. It was 5 minutes, I think is what you meant. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, though, if you get on the Tonight Show, it's not a big deal. Like, you barely get any views or anything. It's so fragmented. But back in the day, 2013 isn't that far away, but back then, he's back. Back in the day in 2013, you get on that show, there were people who were watching. The numbers were huge.
Numbers were huge, and then even bigger on that episode because Justin Timberlake, he had just had a new album out, and he was promoting a new movie that he was doing.
Jesus.
That movie where they were like running drugs or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah. No,
so
that was amazing. Great.
Yeah. So, and then I'm standing behind the door before it opens up, before I walk on stage, and the lady, the producer, the stage lady, she's standing there, and they tell you, okay, walk. They tell you what to do. She goes, "Are you nervous?" I said, "Not at all." It was like this weird feeling of, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
Oh, damn.
And I went out, did the thing,
crushed it,
said good night. I glanced at the clock and I saw 4:30, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's awesome. Then I walk over, and it was great. That's one of the biggest moments. That one there.
That was
the moment.
That's incredible. Thanks for sharing that with us. So the birth of your children, not a big moment.
I don't even remember that.
What was that like at 20?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Biggest moment of my life was these kids coming along. Biggest one of stand up.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you. Anybody who's seen your stand up knows just how significant your children are. I'm just busting your balls.
That's all I talk about. Yeah, they're great.
So, and now, sorry.
Real quick, cool thing about that Tonight Show story and my son Jonathan got to come with me.
Oh, cool.
He was 18 at the time. He was still home. My oldest moved out, and he was standing there when I got the call. He was sitting on the couch, and I go, "Do you want to go with me to the Tonight Show?" He goes, "Yeah." So me and my son get picked up by a limo and taken to Burbank NBC Studios to do the Tonight Show, and he was there for all of it. I got a picture of him and Jay Leno together, and yeah, he was. At one point, we're all in my dressing room talking afterwards. It's me, Jay Leno, and Justin Timberlake, and my son in my dressing room.
Wow.
And we're just chilling, and then I glance over and I see him in the corner going, "Is this really?"
Yeah, it's in the morning, he did not know this was going to be the end of his day, hanging out with his dad, Leno, and Timberlake.
Think about that. When I woke up that morning, I had no idea any of that was going to happen. That morning. That's crazy.
Dude, that's life for you, man. Incredible.
Yep.
But it's important. You were prepared. I think that's the best thing about this whole story is that you were like fucking militant prepared so that when the moment came, you were ready to own it.
I can't even tell you how many times I ran that set. I don't even know.
Wow.
You know, and at the time I was running it almost every other night at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa.
That's the best place to do it.
Like that's where the booker saw me and booked me. Like that me working that club.
Okay.
Hey, it was a trip, but yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah.
That year was amazing.
Oh man.
That was the year where I was able to sell my business and all that stuff because I did a lot. That year I did the Tonight Show. That same year, the Tonight Show, BET Comic View, Just for Laughs Montreal, and I got my name on the side on the wall at the Comedy Store all that same year.
Oh,
that was the year that was like I became a comedian, in my opinion. You know,
that was when you started saying it out loud, probably with full pride.
I'm a comedian now. I'm a professional comedian.
Fuck yeah, man. Yep. That's amazing, dude. And you've been crushing it since, and your skill on stage is fucking unbelievable.
Thank you.
You're one of the people that we all hate to follow. Pisses us off. Like, Jason's up? Fuck.
I love.
No, dude. I love watching you live. My every time me and my friends. So when I go out to clubs, a lot of times friends will join me, and a lot of times they don't even see my set or whatever, but they'll be in the crowd if Jason Collings is coming up. Like, they become fans of yours, and I'll see them. They'll be watching me, and then you're coming up after me. I'm like, you motherfuckers were here for Jason. And they're like, yeah.
What's your buddy's name?
George.
George, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and George, while you were on stage the last time we did a show together, me and George were in the green room hanging out.
The motherfucker. He's in the chat right now, you piece of shit, George. I knew it. I knew it. And then I'll come up after, he's like, man, you crushed it. You did great. I'm like, you didn't even see it.
Tell me what jokes I did. Tell me what jokes I did.
Oh shit, man. You got a podcast right now, The Lion's Den, which is
The Lion's Den with Brent Morin and Jason Collings. Me and a fellow comedian who you know him, Brent Morin.
Of course, Brent Morin's amazing. I like to call it the most testosterone fueled. Not that your attitudes are. It's just the leather couches.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a lion's den.
It's ridiculous. And it's funny because we decided to build our own studio, as you did, in Brent's. We didn't want to, which, by the way, is saving us during this quarantine. Imagine if we were using like a space that a bunch of other people were using. I don't know if I could do it. So we decided to build our own studio at Brent's house. And Brent had this den that's all wood paneling. And he already had, for some reason, he already had pictures of lions on the wall. So I said, let's do it.
Those were in his house?
Yeah, so I kept calling it. I would call it his Lion's Den. So then I said, let's just do the podcast in the Lion's Den. And he goes, and then it was, what do we call it? I go, the Lion's Den. That's the only reason it's called the Lion's Den is because it's in his den that has lions on the wall.
Dude, that is. So I thought you guys like you got some decorator in, chose the fucking. Oh man, that's how you know it was meant to be.
He's got another room in his house that he calls the panda room. It's just pictures of pandas on the wall.
What's wrong with Brent? Is he okay?
So many things, but he's perfect. I love it. He is that kid, man. The story of him, because him and I go way back. I met Brent the first time that I met Brent and started hanging out with Brent. He was only 18 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, he came up to Chris D'Elia and I. D'Elia and I started stand up together at the Ha Ha Cafe.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to that comedy club. Fucking great place. Yeah.
Yep. That's the first place I ever did stand up. It was a Ha Ha. And one night, Chris and I are hanging out in the bar area of the old location. And this 18-year-old kid comes walking up to us and goes, "Hey, can I hang out with you guys?" I was like, "Stop being weird, you weirdo. Yeah, hang out with us, And then then the three of us just ran around for years together. And then next thing you know, not next thing you know, but it was some years. Him and Brent got a TV show together, which was Undateable on NBC. He went 3 seasons, and then Brent got a Netflix special, I'm Brent Moore, and he's also on the stand-ups. And him and I just said one day, I said, "Hey, man, we got to do a podcast. Let's do this podcast." I mean, you and I, I did a podcast with some other people that was okay, and he was thinking about doing a podcast with another guy that was okay.
You can't fake the chemistry, though.
And then we were like, we've been doing this banter, because him and I tour together. And the way our show works on the road is like I go up and do about a half an hour, he'd go up and do an hour, and then we would finish the show together with like music, singing a song, because he's an amazing musician as well. Plays piano, guitar, could sing. And it was just the Brent Morin and Jason Collings show. It wasn't just like host feature, then the headline.
No, it was a fucking show.
was a show, and I'm like, let's just do this. And the chemistry is what it is it's effortless.
It is.
It's effortless. I mean, we on our Patreon page, we have a bunch of like vlogs and funny videos and stuff. We've literally all of them, we did them all in one take. We never did multiple takes. Everything was one take, unscripted. Just him and I work so well together. Like, he knows what I'm thinking before I say it, and vice versa. So it's just like, it's a perfect combo. And I'm like, why don't we just do this podcast? And sure enough, I mean, we're only 27 episodes in, and it's already getting some legs. We're getting some sponsorship, and we got international. We got people in Europe, South America.
Yep.
All over the place.
You got fans from all over the world. And I'm going to throw some more your way. For everybody watching right now, make sure it's available everywhere that you can see podcasts. So if you want to watch it physically, just head to YouTube. And if you want to hear it, whatever, it's on, iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. Just look for The Lion's Den is what you want to see. And who's this?
This is Bugsy. Bugsy wanted to say hi.
Hey, Bugsy.
This is the problem child of the family right here.
Yo, how long have you had Bugsy for?
Bugsy is my son's dog. Bugsy's James's dog. James got Bugsy about, I guess, 5 years ago in Arkansas when my son was living in Arkansas. And then he came back home, and Bugsy came with him. And now he's super attached to my wife. So now he's basically...
Dude, you should know that we have somebody in. So in our comment section, there's a gentleman called Keanu Reeves. He's not the real Keanu Reeves, but he runs his account and an account called John Wick's Dog, and he's fucking losing his shit right now.
Oh, is he loving Bugsy?
Yeah, he's like, hey, hello, dog. Dog, is that you?
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's Bugsy, and then the old man of the house is Jack.
Hey.
This is Jack. This guy's about 15 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's up there.
Dude, even the dogs in your family are good looking. This is it's borderline offensive at this point, to be honest with you. Just like, Jesus.
My guys.
You got that salt and pepper going on. You got good looking dogs. You got, Jesus.
I'm glad at least it's still on my head. That's what I always say. Every once in a while I think about, should I dye it? And I'm like,
no, of course not. Don't dye it. Unless somebody pays you to, like you got to roll.
Imagine me showing up to the comedy club with jet.
You do realize that if you were to ever dye your hair, every comedian would would completely rip you apart.
Oh, 100%. Just jet black and act like, what are you talking about? This is natural. I didn't do this.
I wonder how much of our behavior is judged by the fact that if I do this and I show up to the club in this state, I will be destroyed.
Oh, so much of it. And sometimes the things that I decide to post, I'm like, oh, this is going to blow up in my group text with a bunch of comedians. I'm in a group text with a bunch of guys. We're in this group text I'm in right now that I've been in for like a couple of years now. It's like me, Theo Vaughn, Chris D'Elia, Andrew Santino. And, dude, we don't let each other slip at all. It's always like, look what this fucking idiot did. But yeah, so I'm always checking myself for that.
Yeah, as you should. Before I let you go, I wanted to ask you, there's a few questions that we ask every guest here, like rapid fire questions. So seeing as you produced music, I'm going to start with that one. What's your favorite song?
Oh man, that's tough.
It is tough. It is tough. I know.
Favorite song I've always loved, and it never gets old to me. There's a song by Stevie Wonder called "Stay Gold."
Oh yeah, fuck, I love that song.
It was featured in the Outsiders, Outsiders soundtrack back in the day with the Brat Pack. That's a great one. Man, there's just so many.
Right? It's tough. It's the toughest question.
I listen to all kinds of genres. I listen to R&B. I listen to 80s R&B, 90s R&B. I listen to rock, folk. I mean, I love James Taylor.
And you sing.
Brown. I do.
You sing but let me clarify. You sing like.
Yeah, I do.
You don't do it anymore though. You used to do it on stage. I remember years ago, right? You had a bit.
Every once in a while, I still do.
You do?
Every once in a while. My dad had a hit single in 1970 that he toured all over with. Actually, the theme song to my podcast, The Lion's Den podcast theme song, that's my dad.
Fuck, I didn't know that was your dad.
We Are Friends. We Are Friends. Yeah, that's my father and two of my uncles. They toured all over the world, all over the States with it back in the 1970s and early 70s, and then the band broke up. But yeah,
That should be your favorite song. If somebody asks you what's your favorite song.
Most of my my sense of humor, music, all that stuff I got from my dad.
That's so dope.
He passed away like a month after I started stand up, so he wasn't able to see the actual stuff, but he was so supportive. Like, you understand, when you're 35 years old and all of a sudden you decide to go, I'm going to do this now. At 35, all of a sudden I'm telling my family, I'm married, children, I own a business, and all of a sudden I go, hey guys, I'm running away with the circus, you know? That's like,
it's insane.
Most people be like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, what kind of midlife? You're not old enough to have a midlife crisis yet.
Right. So my third set, I videotaped it and I showed it to my dad. I brought it home because he was too sick to leave the house, and I showed him, and because I wanted him to see it because he was an entertainer. He watched it and he said, he paused and he goes, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, wow.
He goes, that's your third set and you looked seasoned. You look like a guy that's been doing it for a long time. He goes, this is what you're supposed to do. Don't stop doing this.
Jesus.
Haven't stopped yet.
God bless, man. You can't now. Your dad told you. You're going to disappoint your father. He's looking down on you right now. He'll be like, I told you it's what you were meant to do, goddammit.
Sorry about the allergies today.
No, that's really funny. It just adds to the whole comedic effect of this show.
Right.
What's your favorite book?
Favorite book? I really love The Rainmaker by John Grisham.
Dude, what? You're the first person to bring up John Grisham. John Grisham is one of my favorite fucking authors.
I've read so many John Grisham books.
I read them all.
I did a lot more reading before I did stand up because I did all of my reading at night.
Yeah.
And then after I started stand up, I'm out at night. By the time I get home, I knock out. I'd literally read one page and pass out. But all that stuff. Yeah, The Juror, Rainmaker. I love all that stuff.
The Rainmaker is one of the best. I just recommended somebody WhatsApp me asking me for book recommendations. I told them read The Firm, Pelican Brief, and A Time to Kill. Those are like my 3 recommendations to get into Grisham.
Was so yeah. And then I'm a James Patterson fan as well.
He's fucking great as well. Okay, goddamn. All right, well, great choices. Final question. When all is said and done, many, 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 many years from now, what would you like your legacy to be?
I would like what would I like my legacy to be? I want because I like to help the new guys. Mm-hmm. In our business, people aren't really in the business of helping other people out. It's all about them first. Sometimes people have told me to my detriment, I'm the opposite. If I see some new guy and he's got potential, I'm like, you come here with me.
Oh,
you're gonna do the show with me. I want people to remember that I liked helping people out. I like giving people that opportunity that I wasn't easily given, like so easily just given,
Dude, that's
because I believe in talent. I know a lot of people go, oh, you got to pay your dues, and if you got the tools and the talent, I think you should been given the opportunity or get that opportunity to use those things right away.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to be beaten to get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, that was a fucking beautiful answer, man. Jason, for everybody watching, once again, don't forget, check out the Lion's Den podcast on everywhere you can find podcasts. It's an incredible, incredible podcast. And just follow Jason Collings on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's at Jason Collings. And if you want to double check the spelling, just look in the title. What's that?
And you're saying it right. I love it.
Yeah, of course. Dude, I'm Nemr Abu Nassar. Getting names right is a sport for me.
I'm not going to try to say that.
No, don't. I'm not going to put you through it.
I'll stop with Nemr.
Nemr's good enough, man. Dude, I've loved every time we've shared a stage together. I've loved working with you, and I can't wait to work with you again after all this bullshit is done. Yes. But in the meantime, bro, God bless you. Thanks for joining us. God bless your family, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Buddy.
Jason Collings, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only. I hope you guys really enjoyed him with us on the show. He's such a dope dude. What a great answer, by the way, at the end when I said, how would you want to be remembered? And his answer was, I want to be remembered as somebody who helped people. That's beautiful. Truly great guy, man. Just the best. And really funny. I want to see if I can pull up that set that he talked about on Leno. I should have. Let me see if I can find that. I don't know if it's on Jason Collings, Jay Leno, Tonight Show. Let's see if I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah, it's not up there. If I could find that set to play it for you guys, because it's, I've seen that set, and he crushed. But it's going to be hard to find that right now. Let's see, Jason Collings, Tonight Show. And then I'll check Google really quick if I can. Yeah, can't find it. That's such a shame. I would love to show you that guys, that set. That was, and I mean, just the way he was talking about it, it was so beautiful. And I can tell you, man, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy set to do. The amount of pressure he has, because the thing is, it can make your. Oh, he has a link to on NBC. They took the video down. Damn it. Okay, we can't. I can't find it, unfortunately, but that's a shame. But yeah, so check out the Lion's Den, his podcast. It's wonderful. Let me turn on screen sharing super quick so you guys can see the Lion's Den. This is what it looks like. That's him and Brent Morin right there. That's his Facebook page. This is where I was trying to get where the link came up for me on the Tonight Show, but it didn't. This was posted on 2013. So it's pinned to the top. I should tell him that link doesn't work. But you can see here, this is them.
To the bone. Speaking of much better, I'm feeling much better. I don't know if you guys remember last week I was coughing a little bit off to the side.
Yep.
Thought I might have had full blown corona. That's
this is something
like
CV.
Yeah, full blown corona to the bone is what I thought I had. And then
God damn it, David.
Full blown corona to the bone. People are.
It's a wonderful podcast. You guys will have a really good time. Be sure to check them out, man. And guys, thanks so much for enjoying that podcast. Let me go back to the non-screen sharing view. Let me put that on. And let's get ready for, you know what time it is right now, my friends. Time to take your calls in just a bit. For you guys, don't forget, if you haven't already yet, make sure that you send me your name and where you live to this number right here. And that way I will send you notifications when we go live and we can talk directly. And everybody who's been on WhatsApp can tell you, if you're in the comment section, we talk. We go back and forth, voice notes, videos. It's a lot of fun, man. Okay, so it's time for us to bring in the question of the day. I'm going to jump into Ask Reddit as we do so that we can open up the phone lines and have some fun together right here on the show. Don't forget, this Saturday live with Rudy Ayub from YouTube. Take a moment to check his stuff out on YouTube. Very funny. Also, very talented dude. Okay, I mean, this is a guy who can play music, can do a million things. He's an awesome, awesome guy. Let's take a look right here at these questions. Oh, God. What's a delicious poor man's meal? That's a great question. What is a delicious poor man's meal? For me, it's tuna with salsa chip dip. You buy the salsa, Tostitos, whatever it's called, the dip that you dip salsa in, like chips and salsa. Get it some tuna and water. Get the water out, put it in a plate, grab that dip, pour it on top, mix it. That shit is fucking fire. I have other recipes too, but I'm not going to give them away. I'll give them away at the very end. I knew a lot of people were going to say mjadra. Fuck all y'all. It's actually really good. At the end of the show, I'll give my recipes away. I lived as a poor man for quite some time, just to make sure that I don't give away somebody else's answers. And I'm going to open up the phones. So without further ado, my friends, the number is on the screen. Give me a call. The phone is in my hand. I'm waiting for your calls to start. What the hell did I do? No, not Bixby, goddammit. So the calls are coming in. Make sure that you guys give me a call right now. Let's see who we got on the phone once it starts coming in. Okay, there we go. Tap to return a phone call. Phoenix, Arizona. Just for all the people who think I choose who I answer. I don't. I just wanted to show you the process. Joe, how's it going, my man?
Not too bad. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. For those of you who don't know, Joe has a what do I call it? Do I call it a cigar shop in Phoenix?
Sure, whatever. Hat shop, cigar shop, smoke shop.
Smoke shop. So he goes to me. He's like, whatever you want. You want cigars? You want this? I'm like, I got asthma, so there's nothing I want from you except you're happy to.
Dude, I'm actually at the store right now. I'm hoping no customer will walk in. You know what? I'm gonna lock the door so nobody can come in.
Wait a sec. What do you mean customers? Aren't you supposed to be quarantined? Aren't you supposed to be closed?
Oh, fuck that, man. I gotta make money, man. You know how it is, baby. Living the dream.
What if you die?
Come on, man. Nobody's gonna die from a flu attack.
Nobody's gonna
I
die.
have
Nobody's gonna
probably
die from corona. Actually, it's true. You might kill them from cancer because of the smoke, but they could die from
Dude,
corona.
it's 112 degrees here.
That's
It's
true.
like
Actually,
112
let me
degrees,
just
man.
clarify to everybody watching. Not only does corona not live in Phoenix, most human beings cannot live in Phoenix. Phoenix is when I went to Phoenix in the summer. If you remember, I was there in the summer in the show that you didn't go to because you're a horrible human being. When I was in
bought
Phoenix,
tickets, man.
I walked out, but you did buy tickets, so I love you. I walked out of the car in Phoenix, Arizona. I was driving to Phoenix, so I drove from Los Angeles to Phoenix, and as I'm driving, it said there was a sign that there was a hill coming, and it said, "Turn off your AC." So your car doesn't overheat. And I was laughing like, haha, I have a Mercedes. I'm Lebanese, so obviously I had a Mercedes. And I was like, it can take the heat. And halfway through the hill, I look at the fucking thermometer or whatever you call it, the heat thing, and my car is about to explode. And then I turned off the car and I opened the windows, and Satan himself had entered the car. It was the hottest.
Actually, you're still in California at the time. This hill is just right after San Bernardino Hills. So
True,
like,
and
you're
I
still in
didn't get to
California.
Phoenix yet. When we got to Phoenix, it was 118. It was 118 degrees Fahrenheit. And I remember I told my friend, I was like, it's going to be fine in the evening. This is a desert. In the evening, it's going to become super cold. It's going to be beautiful. 118 during the day, 121 at night. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Phoenix, but it's the worst place on the planet.
Look, seriously, like, if you think about it, I lived in Vancouver, Canada for 10 years. Dude, it could like start raining one day and it would be like freaking miserable.
Yeah, but Vancouver is no. You can't compare Vancouver to Phoenix. Vancouver is beautiful. Phoenix is hell.
It's beautiful when it's beautiful in the summertime, but if you could go like for 3 weeks without seeing the sun, dude, like it could get on your fucking nerves. Like I tell you.
I agree.
Like,
I
seriously,
agree. But let's agree on one thing. Defending Phoenix by saying Vancouver sucks, not a good argument. If I were you, I'd say at least it's not Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the argument.
Hey, you know what's sad? It's like we don't even like no man. Them these people.
Wait, I'm gonna stop you for a second. Your line is really breaking up. So wherever you are, internet wise, I don't know if there's something you can do that that makes your internet better.
Is it better now?
It is better now, actually. Yeah.
All right, cool. I disconnected the Wi-Fi. So I have a little story about the poor people's food. You were telling me.
Before you tell us about the poor people's food, we have people in the comment section who live in Phoenix who are asking, Eden Ray is asking, where is your shop? So plug your shop.
It's on Tower Road and Chandler Heights.
On Tower Road and Chandler Heights.
Cigars.
What's it called?
E&B Cigars.
What does E&B stand
E as
for?
an echo.
Echo?
My kids, Emma and Elias.
You called, so let me get this right. You called your shop E&E, so Emma and Elias Cigars, after your children.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's amazing. So you said to yourself, I'm going to open up a shop that sells products that give people cancer, and I'm going to call it after my children. That's wonderful. Well done.
I mean, it's one way.
I'm just busting your balls for not coming to my show. I'm just messing with you. Joe, what is the poor man's food? What is the poor man's food you wanted to tell us about?
I tell you, growing up in Beirut in the 80s, man, oh my God. Like, we were very, very poor. War going on. My dad died in the war and stuff like that. So every freaking night we would eat that cheese called Smeds. I don't know if you guys remember it. Right?
Smeds? It like yeah, dude, of course I remember Smeds. Smeds was the poor man's pecan. That's basically it.
So one day we were dirt poor, dude. Like we were really poor. And my mom had only like 500 pounds. So she goes, give me 500 pounds, go get rotten chibbers and a brick of Smeds. I was like, fuck that, man. I'm not eating Smeds again. Man, I got shit of this. So I went to the store. Before I went to the store, I went to the church, right? And I started praying. I was like, God, please, man, I want to buy something different than Smeds, right? I prayed like the whole rosary for half an hour. And then with all my wisdom, I go and buy a tick-o-tack scratch ticket lottery, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Wait a sec. So you prayed the entire rosary on your way to the supermarket, and then you said, I'm gonna buy a lottery ticket. I'm gonna scratch it, and the Lord is gonna answer my prayers, so I don't have to eat Smeds. Let me take a guess. You didn't win the lottery, did you?
So I prayed the rosary and went got a ticket back, a scratch ticket, right? And I didn't win shit. So I went home empty-handed, no smeds, no mashed nothing. And guess what I had for dinner?
You got your ass whooped. You had your ass whooped for dinner is what you had. Am I right?
But every time I see smeds, man, I remember it. Like I don't see it anymore in the States, but like I remember that story. It's like that was some fucking good ass times, man.
Every time you see spreadable cheese, you get a PTSD reaction. That is fucking dude. That is the funniest. You deserve to get.
Oh, that doesn't sound as bad when you eat an ass whooping.
When you're having an ass whooping, Smeds is gourmet food, my friend. Gourmet food. Joe, this was a very entertaining call, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for calling in, dude.
Oh, my pleasure, man.
Take care, man, and our best to Emma and Eli, bro. To your.
Thank you, buddy.
Take care, Habibi. Bye bye.
Have a good day.
Bye. Eden is headed. Eden says she's gonna go head out over to him and get some cigars and stuff. Eden, when you go there, don't forget you're an American. Eden Ray is an American person. So Eden, when you go there, you say, "My name's Eden Ray. I came from Nemr's podcast. Nemr told me to tell you whatever price you're going to charge me, I'm not going to pay it. You have to do better. So whatever price." You got to haggle with him, Eden. You tell him he's going to give you a price. Let's say he says $20, and then you say, "But how much for me?" That's what you say. And then he goes, "No, if I could, I would, I wish." And then you go, no. Nemr told me to tell you how much for me. And he said that you didn't go to his show. So that's at least 10% off. So you should be able to walk out there with much less than what he's charging. Just a big tip. Eden, I want you to report back and let us know if he took care of you or else we ban him from the show. We got Ali Ramal calling us from Russia. And before everybody asks in the comment section, where are you calling us from in Russia, Ali?
Oh my God, this is actually real.
Yes, it is. It is real. Of course, it's real.
I live in Nizhny Novgorod.
In where? What's it called?
Nizhny Novgorod.
Nizhny Novgorod. So that's
basically
Nizhny Novgorod sounds like where a Lebanese basketball team, Nizhny, or a football team kind of live in Russia or something.
The next Nizhny.
It's the Nizhny team playing without a point guard. Nizhny Novgorod.
Basically, yeah, exactly.
I kill me. Okay, my friend Ali, what is a poor man's food that you would recommend to everybody here?
A poor man's food is basically what I think with what any guy or any person is happy with what he eats is enough for him.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, of course, I agree with you on that. That's very, very necessary.
خلاص خبز ولبنة زعتر ما نعيش انت ورايح على الضاحية خيي خلاص ما نعيش.
So your manushi is the thing. There's a guy in the comment section, Bob. I just want to make everybody know right now, he's been spamming on Twitter, and I have a functionality here, and it gave me great pleasure and joy to click on the button and block him. So I'm very happy with that. Yeah, so you were saying you would eat manushi. Manushi is the poor man's food. You can have, in Lebanon, a manushi. For those who don't know what that is, manushi is like, it's dough with a topping, which is usually cheese or thyme. Zeka is saying manushi is like 5,000 Lebanese pounds right now because of the way the currency is devaluating. But it's
exactly.
It's what it is it's basically like the cheapest food in Hamra, which is an area in Lebanon. There used to be a manushi place that was famous right above Barbar that you could buy a thyme manushi or a za'atar manushi for 250 Lebanese pounds.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it's really too different. Now it's like an apocalypse in Lebanon where the top juice. Do you remember the top juice al haram?
Top juice.
It's
200,
around like
250. It should have been.
It's 500 right now. Everybody's going insane. Everyone is like.
So for those who don't understand, the Lebanese pound to the dollar conversion rate, $1 was 1,500 Lebanese pounds. It was pegged to the US dollars. So our value wouldn't fluctuate, which in and of itself was a huge mistake. But that was it. That was the currency, the exchange rate. And in the past few months, it's gone from 1,500 to the dollar to, I think today it's at 4,300 to $1. But in actuality, It's more around 100 or 150,000
it is
to the
more,
dollar
yeah,
because the currency actually has zero value. It doesn't have any value. And the reason that you know it has no value is because good luck giving anybody Lebanese pounds anywhere in the world. The only reason that
There's
the
nowhere.
the only reason the currency is in circulation is because the government is forcing it. So it's already done. So poor
a
man's
crazy
food,
loop, yeah.
Manouchi. Great choice. I commend you from Russia coming in with that Lebanese fire right there, man.
Thank you. And I just want to say something. I just want to clear something out.
Yeah.
I wasn't I was not expecting you to answer because I'm sure there's like a million.
There's a lot of people
YouTubers
calling in, yeah, but you can get in. You
Calling.
got through, man, because you're Russian. You're from Nizhny Novgorod.
Nizhny Novgorod.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm a big fan, and
my man.
I know a lot of people who are a big fan of you. I can't wait until you come to Lebanon.
Thank you.
بعد ماكل, I just ate like 2 pizzas, and I feel like I'm gonna give birth. I don't know what is happening right now.
Don't worry, bro. Listen, if you're giving birth via pizza, that's what we call immaculate conception. Don't worry. Take your time with that. Hell no! My man, thanks for calling, brother. It was great having you on the phone. Bye-bye. Bye. I'm actually having 2 pizzas right after this. George Mortanius, my best friend, and I, we have a very important meeting today at 1 p.m. Mortanius and me are very excited. We are very excited because we are going to be watching together, of course, via social distancing, him in his house and me in my house with a video call open. We are going to be watching none other than the Ghosts of Tsushima Sony Direct. And I can't tell you the excitement that my body is feeling. A lot of you here who have had sex in your lives are saying to yourselves, what's he talking about? And that's fine with me. Let's go ahead and answer the phone right now. I pressed the wrong button. I actually closed the phone for the first time in somebody's face, and I apologize. We got Perla calling us from Lebanon. That's a dope picture, by the way. Very gangster. Perla, how's it going?
Oh my God, hi.
So good to see you. I for a lot of people watching, you don't know, Perla is one of my favorite human beings on the planet. She's a beautiful, beautiful soul. Perla, how are you?
Oh my God, thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Where are you calling us from in Lebanon? Tripoli?
Yeah, Tripoli.
Tripoli. How's it going over there right now?
It sucks, actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope this show is making things a bit better, although I don't know how much it can achieve, but I really do.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much for your podcast.
Don't thank me at all. I'm really, if it wasn't for this, I'd just be sitting at home in my underwear. So really, it's not like I'm doing a great sacrifice to bring the podcast to the peoples. So no, not really. I just put on a t-shirt and shorts. Perla, you live in Tripoli. Tripoli is arguably one of the most delicious places in Lebanon in terms of food. I mean, my father, you know this, my father grew up in Tripoli. My uncle is still in Tripoli. I go there a lot.
Yeah.
My sister's in the chat, and she's been with me to Tripoli many times. Maria, you know this. We had the falafel in Tripoli is like the best. The lahm bajin from Rifat al-Halab is...
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Unbelievable. But what people don't know, the chicken, the fish in the mina... just second to none, but what people don't know is it's so cheap. Well, I mean, I don't know about now with the way the currency is going, but Tripoli has always been an affordable place. So this is going to be interesting. What would you say is a delicious poor man or poor woman's food?
I think mjadra.
Mjadra is, definitely the go-to.
Yeah.
How much does it cost, do you think, to make? I don't know what the cost is. I think it's very cheap because you're buying it's mainly lentil, right? And like onions.
Yeah, no, it's really expensive because I think like the mjadra, like maximum can like she 6,000. Now it's like for 20,000.
Oh shit! So it's because
Yeah.
it's no longer a poor man's food.
No.
Okay, so what do we do now? Perla, the people, they were looking for you for guidance. I think falafel would be the most affordable food right now, right? Like in terms of it being filling. I think, in my opinion, like if you were to take Lebanese traditional foods and say which one are the most bang for your buck, right? Like they give you the most calories for the least amount of money. I think a falafel sandwich is definitely high up there, and I would say knefe, cheese knefe bjibni.
Yeah, I don't like sweets.
But I'm saying in terms of calories, like paying an amount of money and then getting so many calories. I don't think there's anything that gives you more calories than knefe. It's like what 3,500 calories, I think, in one bun for like what used to be $2 or $1.50.
Have you tried the shawarma in Tripoli?
Of course, dude. I've eaten everything in Tripoli. The ice cream, the shawarma. I've been to Tripoli so many times, Perla. You have no idea. No idea. I've eaten more in Tripoli than I've probably eaten in California.
Well, I hope if you come to Tripoli that I can see you, and then you have to try my mom's food. My mom's food is really great.
Are you kidding? I would never in a million years turn down an invitation to try a mother's cooking in Tripoli. That sounds, I'm ready. My body is ready. My mind is ready. Everything is ready. I just need to get to Lebanon.
She even does the sweets in Ramadan. She doesn't buy it. She do it herself.
Your mom is a real mom.
Yeah.
She's one of those warrior mothers. How are your iftars being during this holy month right now? Like, is the food, is your mom still on point with the food, or has the situation kind of brought down that enthusiasm?
It's still on point, but
wow.
دايما بتغص when there's people that can't afford such food.
And you guys, wow. So, yeah. That's the whole point of Ramadan, is to remember the less fortunate and to fast during the day so that you can be you can feel with them. It's a beautiful, beautiful tradition and month. The first time I ever was invited to a fast, to a Ramadan feast after fast, was when I was in the American University of Beirut. A good friend of mine called Tariq Bulbul invited me. Shout out to him. And I had never been to one before, so I fasted the whole day, and I was very excited.
Yeah.
And I went to a place called it's in Bliss Street next to AUB. They sell sweets. It's called what the hell? It's such a famous place next to Sukrat. Do you know it by any chance? Taj al Muluk. I walk in there and I say, "Hi, I'm going to I'm going to go break fast. I'm Christian. I'm not Muslim. What do you take to a fast?" And the guy says, "Oh, you take something called Kalaj Ramadan," which I never had. And I was like, "Sure." So we took Kalaj Ramadan. We go to the dinner. We have the most incredible dinner together. They are the most beautiful people. They bring out the desserts. And I taste for the first time in my life this thing called Kalaj Ramadan. And I was like, this tastes like Jesus. It was the most delicious thing I had ever had in my life. I'm like, if they put Kalaj Ramadan in church when they're offering the body of Christ, I would be in church every goddamn day at 5 a.m. This is the most delicious thing I've ever had. And let me tell you, man, I can't wait.
Have you?
Ugh, so good.
Have you tried the karbouj?
Of course. Look, I'm a very fat person, Perla. Not anymore, but I was very fat. If you're gonna try me, if you're gonna ask me, have you tried something? I've tried it. You know what I'm saying? I've had it. I probably had a lot of it too. I've had tongues, krain, all that stuff. I've tried it all.
Yeah, that's really good, and I hope when you come to Tripoli that you accept the invitation.
I would be privileged. I would be honored, and I will take you up on that. Thank you very much.
My mom is a big fan of you, by the way.
Your mom is a big fan of me. I'm a big fan of your mom. I haven't met her yet, but from what I hear, she seems like a superhero. And from knowing you, of course, she must be an incredible human being. It would be an honor.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Tell your
so
mom
much.
that as soon as I come to now, if people are wondering, are you coming to Lebanon anytime soon? I'm gonna be like, yeah, we got food to eat. Perla's mom is cooking. Step aside. Step aside. You will definitely see me when I come to Lebanon, Perla. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for answering my call.
Of course. I'm glad you got through. You take care. Give my love to your family, to your mother, to everybody. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Give me a call, people. Let's take a couple more calls. What's a poor man's food? Then I gotta go. We got Ghosts of Tsushima. Me and Mortanius, we got business. You understand? We got important business to take care of. Let's see who we got on the phone. It's our favorite caller, our favorite person on the show, the one, the only, the woman who hates her own sister, Carla Nakad, ladies and gentlemen. She's here on the show. Carla, how's it going? How you doing, Carla?
Hi, it's going. Hi, everyone.
Carla, how's your
I cannot forget
Have you
the
murdered
last
your
episode.
sister? Have you murdered
Oh my
your
God.
sister yet, Carla? Have you murdered her, or is she still alive?
Because, with all honesty, I cannot live without her.
Oh. That's such a load of bullshit. Carla, what's a poor person's food that you would recommend to our esteemed viewers here on the Very Funny Podcast?
I would have said tuna, but the can of tuna here in Lebanon now is 10,000 Lebanese pounds.
Jesus
so
Christ.
forget tuna. Rizu laban, rice and yogurt, actually, with a pinch of salt and a little bit of spice.
Rice and laban, yogurt. And for the Americans
I love
here, the laban, the yogurt, not the yogurt shit that you have in the supermarkets here. That's ugh. No. Laban. It's filling.
Laban.
You got your carbs, you got your protein, it's cheap. And goddamn is it delicious.
I love it.
I can one up that for you. Rice and laban.
كنا نقول
You can
Yeah, we
eat-
used to say manouche jibne. Now the manouche is 6,000 Lebanese pounds.
Oh
the
my
cheese
God.
and 4,000 approximately the za'atar. So the inflation here is through the roof.
Here's how you can one up
I
rice.
stuck with
Here's how
Rizal
you can
Laban.
even one up rice and laban. Rice and laban, but instead of eating it with a spoon, you eat it with white Lebanese pita bread. You just
خبز?
بتغمسي بالخبز. You just take the bread and you dip it in and then you eat it and it's just like that shit is a carb fiesta. Do you understand what I'm saying? Fiesta, carbohydrates. It's amazing.
Aren't you supposed to be on the keto diet? So
Woman, I'm talking about poor man's food. A poor man isn't on a diet. A poor man is eating to survive. You understand what I'm saying? I'm on the keto diet because
Yeah.
it is actually the keto diet is a very poor man's appropriate diet. Just so everybody knows. That's what I love about it. It's very cheap to be on a keto diet.
It's the opposite. I used to think it's the opposite, actually.
No, keto, dude, eggs, cheese, meat, you can eat, and it has to have high fat. So when you're on a normal diet, you usually want to have like a filet, right? You want to have a non-fat cut of steak. You want to have chicken breasts. You want to have all of this expensive shit. On a keto diet, you need 80% of your calories to come from fat. So that's you get ground beef 80-20. You get what I'm saying? You get it 80% protein, 20% fat. And that is like, you can buy the kilo of that will be something like $3. Like it's the cheapest and it cooks easy. Olive oil, the ingredients are cheap. You don't need to put any specific ingredients in it. You can eat like a man. You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's a very cheap diet.
I'm not a man, by the way.
No, eating as like a man applies to, this is a gender neutral and gender fluid show. And I want you to say,
I know.
yes,
How about that now?
yeah, you have to understand that, being a man can mean being a woman as well. You see, this is a brave new world that we live in, Carla.
Yeah, هقولة اللبنيز نحن اخت رجال.
نحن اخت رجال لك كنت رح اقول اخت الساعة بس لا ما بدي اقول هيك. Carla, thank you so much for calling in. I love talking to you every single time. Everybody in the chat sends their love. Bye-bye.
Stay safe. Bye.
Bye. Will do. You too. I want to shout out Diane Musa. I want to say, may she rest in peace. She wrote, my mom passed away 4 years ago, so all I did was cook everything hard so I know if I can make it. Dipsir ramen from scratch, mamul, etc. I'm a pretty good cook for 5 people max. God bless you, Diane. God bless your mom. And every time you cook, I'm telling you, your mom is watching and she's looking down and she's saying, that's my girl right there. Cooking Lebanese food is not a joke, man. It's tough. It's tough. That's what I like about keto. It's like one ingredient, eggs with butter, food. You understand? Salt for seasoning. You're good to go. Also on keto, you're supposed to have a shit ton of salt, so you can't go wrong with the salt for that electrolytes. You understand? Boda disc, it teaches your body to burn fat instead of sugar. Yeah, you have to have so the keto diet, you should research it. It's not something you want to do lightly. So you want to make sure that you research the keto diet. and before you jump in. It's not something you take on. You have to understand your body has to have absolutely no calories or very, 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 very few coming from anywhere except from fat to burn as energy, or else you're just going to gain a lot of weight, cholesterol, you're going to die soon. We got a caller from Sweden. It's Eddie, who's drinking in his profile picture from an incredibly gigantic cup. Let me just show everybody the cup that you're drinking from. Focus over here, camera. There we go.
Wait. Am I drinking from my cup? What?
I mean, look at your profile picture on WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah. That one. I actually forgot that I had that one. How are you, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, dude. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Dude, I missed your half of the stream. I was at a friend's place and I was like, oh shit, Nemr.
Dude,
and I had to drive home.
Then you know what that means.
And
that's not a friend, bro. That's your enemy right there. He made you.
But she doesn't know that you're who you are. So
I'm just joking.
Oh yeah, it's Nemr. I have to watch Nemr.
My
and
man.
I was like driving home.
Man.
And I put up Twitch on, and I'm watching, and then a police car drives next to me, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get stopped now.
Oh my god, dude. Well, I'm glad. Drive safe. Just always drive safe, my man. We don't want to lose you.
For sure.
So tell me, what's
it's Nemr, so
Habibi, bro? I'm worth dying for, is what you're saying. I'd die for you too, Eddie. I'd die for you.
Of course.
In a heartbeat.
Right.
Eddie, what would you say? What would you say is a great poor man's food?
I mean, I don't know, man. I would say, I don't know, hummus with bread.
Hummus with bread is a great fucking choice. Hummus, chickpea, everybody knows hummus. I don't need to explain it. Made with chickpeas.
Yeah.
Excellent suggestion.
Yeah.
Hummus or fool? Fool,
yeah, or both together. I mean,
dude, both together will incapacitate a human being. Like if you have that for breakfast, it's over.
Oh, definitely.
It's over.
One can of fool and hummus. It's like, damn.
Oh,
I'm done for the day.
Olive oil, fool, hummus, bread.
And,
that is a poor man's food.
With bread. Don't forget the bread.
With bread. And what I love about Lebanese hospitality, when you go to a place that serves hummus or fool, wherever you are in the country, they will come by and keep pouring more for you until you're done.
Yeah, definitely.
They destroy you. It's incredible.
Wait. My brother had something to say as well.
Let's hear it.
Monologue is number one.
What's that?
Hey, Nemr.
Hey, we didn't hear you. What did you say?
Actually, I was not a fan until last week. I saw my brother laughing. He was on fire. I came. He was laughing as hell. What the hell happened to you, man? He said, Nemr. I said, who's Nemr? So from last week, I started to be a big fan.
My man.
And
thank you, dude.
My choice is Mughrabi for food.
Mughrabi, great choice, dude. Well done, man. Well done. Dinzy Finzy is agreeing with you in the comments section. Dude, guys, thank you so much for calling us, man. I appreciate you. It was great talking.
It's a pleasure, man. I have one quick question.
Yeah, shoot.
Do you have how big is your fan base in Sweden? Do you know anything about that?
I know I got you and your brother now, so I know it's at least 2.
You've got the 2 people.
No, I was in Sweden. I was in Sweden and I did a show and we sold out a few months ago.
Oh yeah, I know about that one.
So why are you asking? Where were you? Apparently my fan base wasn't all there, were they now, Eddie?
No, I'm joking. I didn't know that you had a show. And
no,
I'm sure you didn't have a show.
No, we had a show a few months ago, and with the support of the American University of Beirut, we did the show like with their alumni and stuff, and it was actually really dope. It was a small show, 500 people, but it was a really good time. So hopefully, now that we have you on the phone, the next time I'm in Sweden, you'll know and you'll come to the show.
I will definitely come to one of you. I mean, you know, I think it was last year. You had a show in Lebanon, and was it last year in
summer?
And
this past summer.
Was it August?
Yeah, August and September. I had 6 shows.
Yeah, and I was there when you had the show. No, I came to Lebanon. I went to Lebanon after you did the show.
Oh shit, you missed it.
So I missed your show basically.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. We'll get them next time.
Next time, I want to watch. I want to see you live at some point. I've been watching your videos for the past 8 years, or something like that.
My man.
You know how many times I watch your videos on YouTube? Because sometimes when I'm down, it's like I have to watch Nemr. Nemr is the only person who like puts me back on top.
Dude, that means more than you could fucking imagine, man. I have good news. I'm going to be releasing... I'm working on it every day. It's taking a bit more time, but I've been editing Love Isn't the Answer. And I'm going to release that online. I'm going to bring Victoria's Secret and Epic back online. And I'm remastering This Is Why I'm Hot and Eye of the Tiger. So they'll be online as soon as possible. It's this podcast is taking up all of my day. But I put in a bit of time every day. So hopefully sooner rather than later, you'll have even more content. All right?
I have more things to watch now.
Yeah, man. Thank you, dude. Sir. I appreciate you, sir, man. Awesome. Thanks so much, brother. You take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You too, man. You too.
Bye. So in the comments, I just stopped this. Batul Attar, she said that I'm torturing her because her iftar isn't a bit. Batul, where do you live? I thought I timed this show on purpose, thinking 9 p.m. Beirut time, 10 p.m. Dubai time. Pretty much most of the world would have already had iftar. Most of the Middle East, so to speak. So I'm guessing you, Batul, are somewhere in America. I would guess in a couple of hours. It's almost 1 here. So if you're on the East Coast, it's 4, maybe in 6. So I don't know if Batul, you're in London. What? Isn't it late now in London? Why is your iftar in 2 hours, Batul? Why are you waiting so long to have iftar? Shouldn't you have broken your fast? Is it getting dark there at like midnight? London, I cut it at 9 p.m. Oh, so you have your fast at 9 p.m. and this show starts at 7 p.m. So yeah, that's true. 9 p.m.? Aren't you supposed to break your fast when the sun goes out? Isn't that how it works when it gets dark? I don't know, in 15 minutes? Okay, well, I hope... Oh, it's in 15 minutes, not 2 hours. Okay. Still, Jesus. London, iftar is in 10 minutes. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna be ending the show now anyways. That's all the time we had for the callers. So since it's 10 minutes, I want to wish everybody a beautiful iftar is what I'm gonna do. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful iftar as we end the show right now for you guys. Maybe we should play some Arabic music. Allah. Because it's a Muslim. Muslims are Arabs, you know. So are Christians, technically, but we don't have anything going on right now. It's not like Easter with it. Everybody's asking. Everybody wants me to do the underwear song to this. Let's do it in Arabic. Underwear. Allah. Should I sing in Arabic? البس الاندروير وتيك take care والبس البس الاندروير. This is the funniest shit. Underwear. البس الاندروير وتيك كير. البس الاندروير وتيك كير، ودائما البس www.nimrcomedy.com is the website you guys want to go to tell you what to say. Before I go, I gotta do something. I gotta get rid of this guitar. We gotta bring the big boy in. We gotta bring in this 7-string beast, my friends. It has to happen. It must. To get that tone. We need to get that tone, Jesus Christ. We need to get that tone, you know what I'm saying? That. No, we can do better with this tone right here. We got this. We don't need that. We could use a bit of presence right there. Yes, we got them treble, the mids coming out. We don't need that much bass. Yeah. So I want everybody to take care and always wear underwear, because this is how we do it out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure that you guys are happy with your lives and where you're at in your lives, and everything will work out for you. So take care and always wear underwear. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all for the show, guys. I think you guys should go now, because I'm just going to be playing guitar like an idiot. We're going to be jamming out. So long, my friends. It's time for Ghosts of Tsushima. Mortanius, I'm about to call you. Goodbye. Take care. Always wear underwear.